Manuscript title. I consider title as the most important part of the manuscript. Why? Because a good title represents the first impression of your work. So make sure you give your research the title it deserves. So start with a working title that gives you the main idea of what to focus on throughout your piece of work. Later you can revise the title once you are done with your article. Now there are a few tips about it, so let's look at them one by one. How do you determine the title of your research article? Basics of title creation is like limit yourself to 10 to 15 substantial words. Do not add everything that you have done in your research in your title. So, secondly, devise a phrase that gives a very good impression. Make a positive impression of the article. Do not use negative terminology. Number 4 is use current terminology in your field of work, because with time the terminology keeps changing and new words keep coming up. So you can use some new coin some new terminology. The title should stimulate your reader. So these are the tips of your how to make a impression of your title. Okay, so usually the journals ask for 2 titles, the full title and a short running title. So now here are some good tips for title. Avoid waste words or unnecessary words, such as a study of, an investigation of, which actually don't contribute any real meaning or value to your study. Secondly, avoid a boring title while getting to the point. Don't make your title too short. For example, a title like South American Politics are clearly much too broad and don't say what your research article entails. Rather, expand a bit to include more details, such as, examine this title, South American Politics and Venezuelan oil crash with Brazil's rainforest conservation efforts. This second title has more substance, keywords, and enough meat to build interest. So, your title should grab readers' interest, so put a little style in it. Also, you can add study, design, or like cross-sectional study, or the place of study also is of interest to many researchers. Avoid waste words such as a study of, an investigation of. Then the title may contain the conclusion of the paper. That is also very, very interesting. Don't use acronyms and abbreviations in the title. Here are some titles of my work for your interest. Number 1 is hepatitis B virus binds to albumin precursor in serum. This is the conclusion. We all know that viruses do not circulate in blood alone. They have to bind to some protein, otherwise they are phagocytized. So they bind to some protein to enter any organ. So hepatitis B virus binds to albumin precursor to enter the liver. Secondly, gender disparity in infections of hepatitis B virus. This gender disparity is of very much interest to the scientists lately. The researchers are also working on gender-based curriculum, because males or females are different. They have different values, different levels of different hormones, and they have totally different bodies. Then next one is vitamin D is not just about healthy bones anymore. This is kind of changing the concept of vitamin D, and we know now that vitamin D is now known for doing a lot of metabolism and metabolic involvement in metabolic work. Next is diabetico-protective role of vitamin D. This is coining a new word, diabetico-protective role. So you can do that, and you can coin new words. They are very attractive. Third one is MDR-TB, the lethal sound of silent mutation. We all know that silent mutations are considered non-lethal, but MDR-TB is now emerging is because of these silent mutations. Okay, during one of the hands-on workshop on manuscript writing, I picked up few titles, so that I'm just discuss that. Number one is hyposexual disorder a cause of suffering in postmenopausal women and is associated with depression? Now, this is a question. A title should never be a question, because that makes your work doubtful. So we should know about the subject of the manuscript. What is the subject? It's hyposexual disorder and depression in postmenopausal women. So I suggested two titles. Number one, association of depression with hyposexual disorder in postmenopausal women. Number two, hyposexual disorder, the cause of depression in postmenopausal women. Here's another one. Impact of stress during COVID prevention and management in Pakistani university students, Eastern Medicine Perspective. This was the title of the article these Eastern Medicine Department students were writing. So we examined it. Now again, what is the subject? Impact of stress of COVID prevention and management of COVID prevention. So these two titles were suggested. Prevention and management of anxiety during COVID pandemic in Eastern Medicine University students. Number two, the management of COVID related stress, fear and worry in Pakistani Eastern Medicine students. Okay. Now, after writing the title, you have to make a title page. The title page should contain the title and authors number 1, 2, 3, 4 with their name, designation, affiliation and email. And at the end of the page, you should write the details of the corresponding author with complete information and his cell number, his address and complete with all informations. So here's a title